and welcome to this week's family service from St Mary's. And today's theme is...
Joseph and his brothers.
Wow. Now, Joseph was famous for one thing and one thing alone, and that thing was...
Dreams!
Coats! Oh, well, that's a bit awkward. Let's try that again. And that thing was...
Dreams! I think, Reverend Layla, Joseph might have been famous for two things, having dreams and also telling other people what their dreams meant, and coats.
And his coat. Wow. Now, we're wearing coats today, aren't we, Reverend Mark?
Yes.
I'm wearing my best coat that I only wear on very special occasions.
Oh, that's very nice. Why are you wearing your bestest coat you only wear on special occasions?
Because Joseph's coat was really special.
Oh, I thought it was just any coat. I haven't got my bestest coat on. I will go and get my bestest coat.
Great. See you later. So, Reverend Mark.
Reverend Layla.
You went away to get your bestest coat.
I went away to get my bestest coat.
And I'm guessing, just from the look of what you're wearing, you might not have been able to decide which your bestest coat was.
The problem is that actually I've got a bestest coat for different things.
Wow.
I know.
So what's this?
This is just when I have special services in the church. I wear this bestest coat.
Great.
Yeah. And this is my bestest coat when it's raining and I'm walking Hector. And this, Reverend Layla, is my bestest coat when I'm going around in Dorchester or around the village. And Reverend Layla, this is my bestest coat if I'm going for a walk and it doesn't look like it's going to rain, because this gets pushed in to be in a little pocket.
Cool.
And Reverend Layla, this is my posh coat when I go out to dinner with my wife or go to a party. Where are you, Reverend Layla?
I can't actually see your posh coat.
Can you see my posh coat? Why can't you see my posh
It's
coat?
all gone dark, Reverend Mark. I can't see anything. I think someone turned the lights off.
Oh, that's okay. I'll tell you what, you stay there just like that for the rest of the video and we'll talk about Joseph. So now, what's going to happen, we are going to watch our first of two videos that explains about Joseph and his brothers. So, are you ready to watch the video, Reverend Layla?
Absolutely. Just turn the lights back on and I'll be right there.
That'd be wonderful. So here's the video.
God's story, Joseph. So part of God's story is about a guy named Joseph, and it begins like this. Once there was a guy named Joseph who had 10 older brothers and one younger one. When Joe was a boy, he was his dad's favorite. In fact, his dad liked him so much better than his brothers that he gave Joe a special gift to prove it. You can imagine this made his brothers jealous. And Joe only made things worse. He told his brothers about dreams he had where he was ruling over them. Well, this made Joe's brothers furious. One day they were working and saw Joe coming. They said, "Here comes that dreamer." They threw Joe into a dark pit. They might have left him there forever, but they met some men traveling from Egypt and sold Joe to them as a servant instead. They thought that was slightly nicer than leaving him in a pit. Then they went home and told their father Joe had been killed by a wild animal. This broke their dad's heart. Kids, these brothers were really bad news. Selling a sibling is never a good idea. Ever.
That was such a good video, Reverend Mark.
It was, Reverend Layla, it really was. And why did only Joseph have a nice coat from his dad?
Well, this is the tricky situation. You see, Joseph was his dad's favourite son. Now, parents aren't meant to have favourites.
No.
But Joseph was his dad's favourite, and so he gave him this special coat that had sleeves. And in those days, no one had sleeves on their coats.
Oh, and that's why the brothers got really jealous. Because
Really jealous.
in those days, you didn't have sleeves on your coat, and he had a coat with sleeves.
Exactly.
Made it very special coat. The second thing Joseph was famous for was dreams, and we saw on the video that he had dreams, very strange dreams, and he told his brothers about these dreams, which upset them as well.
Yeah, so if you ever have a dream about people bowing down to you, don't tell them about it. They might get a little bit annoyed. So, Reverend Mark, have you ever had a really strange dream?
I have actually, Reverend Layla.
What was it?
And you were in it.
Ooh, how exciting.
You were in it. It was last week, and I dreamt that you came in to the church in that precise coat with the little flower at the top, and you had 3 hats on.
Three hats? That's
Yeah.
impossible. That would
3
never
hats.
happen.
You're correct. What a silly dream. You would never have this precise coat and
you.
3 hats on your head, would you?
No, never.
Never
I just
at
wouldn't
all.
do that.
You would never
it's just
do
not
that.
me.
So my dream was wrong. Maybe that dream will happen one day. You never know.
Maybe.
That hasn't happened yet.
It's
has
unlikely.
It, Reverend?
No.
So unlikely it's
So
going to happen,
unlikely.
Reverend Layla.
Exactly. So part 1 of this story, the coat.
Yes.
What should we do if we get given something really, really special? Should I just go and tell everyone how wonderful it is that I've been given this really amazing thing?
I think first you have to thank the person who's given you this really nice thing, but you don't need to go around and say, look, my coat is better than all your coats. You just say, look, I'm so excited, I've got a new coat, and it's a really nice new coat, and I really like it.
And if your thing is actually a brand new toy, you could share it with people, couldn't you?
You could share it with people,
Exactly.
that's right. You
And that way you could take your really special thing and you could help it to use it to help other people.
You can say, I've got this new toy, we can all play with it.
Yay!
That's really true, yes. Now, Reverend Layla, do you think it's time to watch our second video to find out more about Joseph?
The Faithful Hall of Fame. Joseph. This is Joseph, who was the son of Israel and Rachel. He was his father's favorite, so his brothers hated him and sold him into slavery. You see, Joseph was taken to Egypt, and Potiphar, one of the Pharaoh's officials, bought him for his household. God was with Joseph, and he did well in Potiphar's house. Potiphar saw that God made everything Joseph did a success. So he put Joseph in charge of his whole house. And God blessed Potiphar's house because of this. Potiphar's wife saw how well Joseph was doing in the house, and she wanted to make him do bad things. Joseph ran away from her because he wanted nothing to do with someone who would try to make him do the wrong thing. This made Potiphar's wife angry, and she wanted to be rid of Joseph. So she lied and made Potiphar believe that Joseph had done the bad things that she wanted him to do. Potiphar burned with anger against Joseph and sent him to prison. While Joseph was in prison, again, he did well, and the warden soon made him responsible for all that was done there. God was with Joseph and gave him success in whatever he did. When 2 full years had passed, Pharaoh was having unsettling dreams. Pharaoh did not understand his dreams, so he sent for Joseph. Pharaoh asked Joseph to tell him the meaning of his dreams. With God's help, Joseph told Pharaoh that the dreams told of what could come in the future, and he explained all the dreams to the Pharaoh. Pharaoh believed that what Joseph was saying was true. He trusted Joseph as a wise man, and he put him in charge of the land of Egypt, of Pharaoh's palace, and of all his people.
Wow, I'm amazed, Reverend Mark, because I was not predicting that ending to our story today.
No, wasn't it amazing that Joseph was looked after by God and he worked so hard and then in the end he became?
So he becomes Pharaoh's right-hand man.
Yes, he does. And we have
Incredible.
dreams again, but not Joseph's dreams this time, someone else's dreams, but God helps Joseph to understand the dreams so he can tell the Pharaoh about the dreams.
That's amazing. So God gave Joseph an amazing gift
He did.
to help him, to help Pharaoh, to help the whole country
Yes.
when they were going through famine and there wasn't any food.
It's amazing, isn't it? Not just that country, people from all over the other countries came.
Wow.
Oh, look! Reverend Penny's about to zoom in.
Hello, Reverend Penny.
Hello, Reverend Penny.
Hello, lovely to see you again. Do you know it's a whole week since we were together? I can't believe it. Now, I've got a different challenge for you this week. We still want you to go on with your special challenge for all of Lent. But today, your challenge is going to be all to do with the story that Reverend Layla and Reverend Mark have told you about Joseph. I know lots of you have got brothers and sisters, and it's really important that if you have brothers and sisters, you share what you have with them. And actually, I want you each day to think of that something special that you're good at and you can share. Help somebody, forgive somebody, go and say sorry to somebody and ask to be forgiven. If you're a good singer or you are good at drawing, to draw a picture for somebody or sing a song which will brighten their day, but it's doing something that you're good at that you can share with other people. And now, let's have a prayer. Dear God, we thank you for the gifts that you give us. Gifts of kindness, gifts of forgiveness, gifts of singing, gifts of drawing and painting. Help us to share the gifts that you've given to each one of us with people who are close to us and people who perhaps aren't. Thank you for sharing those gifts with us and help us to share them with other people. And now we all say together,
Amen. Well, thank you very much, Reverend Penny, for the challenge and for the
Prayer.
That was really good. Thank you. So we're coming to the end.
Hang on, I've just had a really important thought.
Yes.
We just talked about people coming from all these other countries
We did, yes.
to come to Egypt
Yes.
to get food.
Yes, that is correct.
But Joseph's brothers are in one of those parts of the different countries where they don't have very much food.
Yes.
So what's going to happen if they have to come to Egypt?
Wow. You'll have to find out next week, because we've got next week Joseph and his brothers part 2.
Wow.
So we will find out the end of the story next week, which is an amazing story. Even more amazing we've already heard.
What do you think Joseph's going to say when he first meets his brothers again?
Wow. Let's find out next week, but you can guess and have a go at that challenge from Reverend Penny. So it's lovely to see you, and we are now going to say...
See you next week.
See you next week. Bye-bye.